Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, and today I'll be previewing Aqua. Aqua is the latest game from Tate Wu, published by Sunrise Tornado. In Aqua, players are going to be taking on the role of art curators who are going to be attempting to create the best water-themed exhibit and be competing for points, essentially. So as I mentioned, there are 18 cards in the game. In addition to the game's design, the art was also created by Tate Wu. Keep in mind, this is a prototype, so while the art will stay largely the same, the art by Tate Wu, some of the maybe some of the iconography or other things might change in the final version of the game. In addition to the 18 cards, the game is also going to come with 6 visitor tokens and a guide. So the 2 curators are going to be focused on different things. One curator is going to be focused on making rows. The other curator is going to be focused on making columns. So let me show you how it plays. Figure out who goes first, row versus column. 1 card will be drawn. That card is a 5. It also says Emerald Vista. Because an odd number was drawn, you would put an additional card face down underneath it, which means that the row will be going first. Had this been an even number, I would have placed the card to the right of it, and that means the column would have gone first, but it's going to be row. Each player will get 3 different cards. The columns are going to be played by Castlevania The Adventure for the Game Boy, and the rows are going to be played by the Sega card version, the Sega My Card version of Hang On. I have that little case on it, but it's kind of blurry, so as you can see, it looks much clearer and crisp when you can, so yeah. But then, you know, I have things exposed, but then they already were. I'm dropping things. I need to move on. All right, so columns are going to go first. So that means Castlevania The Adventure is going first. On a player's turn, they're going to take 2 actions. 1, play a card. 2, take a card from the deck. Okay, so we have a 5 with the waves, a turtle, and a lily pad. What is important to know is how the game scores. So you're going to score points for pairs of icons. So if you get any of these 4 icons, meaning the wave, the lily pad, the boat, or numbers, a single pair is 2 victory points, 3 is 3, 4 is 4, 5 is 5. And eligible scoring rows or columns are going to have a total of between 10 and 20 points. So each card has numbers on them. So let's say this was an entire row at the end of the game. This would score because it's between 10 and 20 points. It's 16. So that would score. If it was higher than 20 points or lower than 10 points, it's just not going to score. If you have waves orthogonally adjacent to a tortoise or turtle, whichever one it is, for a row, left and right, for a column, up and down, you get 2 victory points for one on one side, 5 victory points if it's on the other side, up or down, left or right. And for every consecutive row with a lily pad, you would get 2, 3, 5, and 8 victory points for having 2, 3, 4, 5. And it works similarly for having them in columns. Those are the scoring conditions, if you will. And cards are also placed alternating. So if I placed a card here, I'd have to place it face down. If I place a card here, I have to place it face up. So I have a lily pad here. And because I'm working with columns, I'm probably going to want another lily pad on another consecutive column. This one has it, but there's also a memory aspect of the game because I have to remember that this is a 3. But then there's also just hidden information because I'm not going to know what my opponent puts here. I'm just going to know that there's a 5 and I put a 3. I'll just draw back up to 3 cards, and that would be Castlevania The Adventure's turn. All right. Now it's Hang On's turn. Hang On. So they have 7, 4, and a 2. Now no one knows what this is, and the role player doesn't know what this is. So Hang On does not know what this is. Only Castlevania The Adventure knows. So what am I going to do here? I know that for rows, I want to have consecutive rows with lily pads in them. So I'm going to go ahead and place this here. I have to place it face up because it is next to a face down card. We'll draw back up. All right, so Castlevania the Adventure. What are they gonna do here? They're gonna want some of these turtles in some of these columns, but they don't want to go over too high. So they see there's a 2 here. They're not sure what's here, so they just go ahead and put that turtle there, hoping to, so they can have columns with turtles in it. And they're gonna draw another card, and that is their turn. All right, I'm gonna put this 3 down here, which does mean that this face down card is surrounded, which means I immediately flip it over. So I put a 3 with a sailboat. So now, all right, so now we see that's a wave next to a turtle, which definitely helps Hang On because they're completing rows. So they have a row with, so that's 2 points right there. And they also know what the total is. Now the total for this whole row right now is 12. But also because there is a ship, I placed the ship there face up. It also means I get to put visitor tokens on it. I'm gonna move one of them as the active player to a card up to 3 orthogonal cards away. And what that's gonna do is allow me to score bonus points for that card. So I want to do that. And then the non-active player also gets to move the other visitor token, scoring more points for that as well. Okay, so final score was 8 points for Castlevania the Adventure for columns, and for Hang On, it's 2 plus 2 plus 2, which is 6, plus 5, which is 11, plus 2, which is 13, plus 1, which is 14, plus 4, and then 18 points for Hang On. So Hang On would win, and yeah, that is a rather crude scoring for Aqua, but I think you get the idea. There will be a link in the description for the Kickstarter page for Aqua. Avail yourself of it if you feel the need to. Aqua is quite fun. Anyway, can do it for me. Thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe, and be blessed.